Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to rank the tier lists. What the fuck? It's time to rank the artifacts in Clash of Heroes. I'm so sorry this took so long, but it's finally here. And today we also reached 80 subscribers, which is definitely something. Wasn't even that long ago, that was only 50. And to be honest, that's not even my accomplishment, that's just you people being there. So, I want to thank you for that. And without further ado, let's get into the final tier list. Then again, I am taking this jacket off, because I've already recorded this once, and I remember one thing. I got extremely hot. And I'm not going through that again. So, starting off, we have the deer antler. The deer formations jump over all enemy walls. Okay, so right off the bat, a very solid artifact. I'd even say that it's, well, because it's the deer, and it's not amazing, but it is very good. I'd say it's an S tier. Next up, we have the dragon scales. Dragon scales are an interesting artifact because they make the dragon goo, the emerald dragon goo, last for an additional turn. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it definitely can be a lot if you can get more than one emerald dragon attacking in consecutive turns. Then basically the opponent just can't really do much during those turns. So because it requires 2 champion units to really be utilized in the best way possible, I'm gonna put it at A tier.
Right time!
Next, golden roots. Wall units respawn with 1 HP after they are destroyed. This is kind of not that good, since the walls that, even if you have like a full column of wall, it still combines the next turn into like maybe 1 wall or 2 walls at best, not even full walls either. So I'd say that this is kind of our first E tier. I wouldn't really ever want to use this. I'd use basically almost anything before I would use this. It's kind of one of those artifacts. Then we have the Elder Staff. Increase the druid ability for 1 by... Oh my god. Increase the druid ability by 1 for each formation linked with that druid. Pretty solid if you can actually pull it off. Again, kind of suffers about the same conditions as the golden roots, as I wouldn't really use this very often, but it's not bad, so I'm gonna put it at B tier. If you know how to use this, it can definitely give you the edge in a battle, and, well, that's all you can really ask from an artifact, right? Then we have the boost boots. Attack formations gain power bonus for each row traveled across the enemy's field. Well, this is our first definite SS tier artifact because, well, it is just straight up giving you more power than you started with, and it is just a good artifact. There is no way I can put that below the deer antler. Not a chance. And then we get to our first artifact, which I like, but I can't place very high even then. It's the doubling cape. increases fusion power bonus by 50%. I like this artifact because, well, it's very cool when you can fuse things and they get a massive boost to power. But it suffers from one problem, and that is consistency. And that's why I can't put it higher than C tier, because it can be very good, but it's just very inconsistent. Next up, we have the Leaf Plate. Boosts heroes' HP by 25%. Now, this is not anything special, but it's very consistent since you can just get the benefit from it in every single match, regardless, because it's just there. I'm gonna put it at B tier. It's just solid. Nothing bad to really say about it. Next up, we have the Trent Sap. Trent roots leech double the amount of HP from the enemy hero every turn. So basically just doubles the drain. It's alright. It kind of lacks in utility if you can't really land a good hit, but if you can land a good hit, but the opponent doesn't die, that can definitely end the match just then and there. So I'll put it at B tier. It's a little bit less useful, I feel, than the Dragon Scales, so I can't really put it in A tier. Then we have the Ring of Life. Revive after death once per battle and regenerate 2% of your max HP every turn after revival. I feel like revival artifacts are kind of an unsung hero, to be honest. I think I'm gonna put basically all revival artifacts in S or above, except for one. Then we have the Vine Gloves. Causes wall units to regenerate twice as fast. It's alright. It's just okay. I'm just willing to put it at B tier. Just makes it a little bit easier for you to gain walls. Not crazy, but it definitely boosts the utility of the Sylvan walls, so I mean it's not bad, but I mean if it's just the walls I can't really put it above B tier. But certainly not a C tier because it's not inconsistent at the very least. The Blessed Wing. The angel heals all attacking formations back to full power instead of incrementally. An amazing tactic if you can pull it off, but there is a major drawback, and that is that it is required for you to really get the best use out of this to have two angels at the same time, which is decently difficult to pull off, kind of inconsistent. But because it can just be a very solid artifact, I'm gonna put it at A tier because it kind of struggles from the same thing as the Dragon Scales, that you can't really get the best use out of it unless you have two champion units charging at the same time or very close together. But definitely a good tactic if you can pull it off, and I feel like it kind of trumps the inconsistency and is still honestly better than any of these B tier artifacts. Next up, we have the Crown of Elrath. Hero's spell meter refills twice faster. An easy S tier. I'd say that there's definitely better artifacts. Because it is consistent, but it's as good as you are. So it's not maybe that great of an artifact if you can't really utilize it as much as you maybe could. But besides that, definitely an S tier.
I am the king
of getting mana. Then we have the Feathered Helm. Reduces the charge time of the Griffin by 1 turn. The Griffin in itself is not a bad unit by any means, but the unfortunate best thing about it is its capability to destroy the opponent's units. But even if you attack first, well, it just kind of plus minus zeros the situation. I can't really put it above C tier. I just feel like you wouldn't really use this. It's actually, no, it's even not, no, you just, no, see, absolutely just D tier. I don't like the artifact. I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of dislike the Griffin in itself, and this artifact, no, doesn't really help the matter. No, I don't like it. Next up, the Holy Blade. Again, one of those artifacts which I absolutely love. Maybe I just have a gambling problem, or maybe I'm just devilishly lucky and handsome. No, that's definitely a lie. 20% chance of any of your attack formations dealing a critical hit. I love this artifact because the critical hits are just fun when they happen, right? It's a fun artifact, and it is the king of inconsistency, so unfortunately it cannot go beyond A tier. But just because I like it so much personally, I am going to let my bias run wild. It is going into A tier.
But then, the impossible happens.
This is better than I thought!
Jackpot! Next, we have the King's Crown. Calling for reinforcements does not cost a move. Alright, so this is one of those artifacts which literally just enhances your entire match from the very beginning till the end. And this is one of those artifacts I must. I've made a special tier, even above SS tier, for these specific artifacts. And this tier is the Ace tier. Yeah, these artifacts are way and well above everything else, and they're just the kind of artifacts that if you go up against them and you try and use any of the artifacts that are below A, you're gonna have a pretty bad time.
俺はモンキー D ルフィ海賊王になる男だ
I'm just relax. The man who never uploads.
Next up, one of my all-time favorites as well, the Knight's Armor. Knight formations start charging at full power. A great artifact, no doubt about it. Enhances your defense by a lot because you can just charge at the very last turn a knight that will protect you for like 60 or at least 50. It's kind of insane how much they actually do defend, and because of that I have to, and it's consistent as well because your knights just have this ability, so and it's pretty easy to load a knight, so I'm gonna put it at S tier. It's a pretty solid artifact, everything considered. Next up, we have the Phoenix Feather. Just a decently solid revival artifact. It's going in S tier. Lets you basically tank an attack which you would normally die from. If you play right, you can really turn the match against your opponent at that point. So I've noticed that these are just a very solid choice. Then we have the Staff of Elrath. While charging, the priestess will hurt the enemy rather than heal the hero. A cheap artifact, but nonetheless, it is definitely A tier because you can just deal damage basically for free. Again, you really need to know how to play because you don't have any extra turns or anything. But the extra damage can definitely end the battle for you in certain situations, and thus A tier. Next up, Lion's Mane. Fused attacks receive an additional 50% power. Yeah, this is going in C tier. Same thing as the doubling cape. I love these artifacts, but the inconsistency, because it's very hard to double even an elite unit at times, so it's a little bit too much of a pain in my ass to put anywhere near above B tier. Next up, we have the Golden Spear. The Spearman's first strike ability is also applied to walls. From the core unit challenge, you might remember that this artifact literally trivialized the entire challenge after I got it, right up until the boss anyway. So just that alone proves its power, but even in multiplayer, you can still sneak in some really strong hits, and your opponent might not even be able to do anything about it. They might just be stuck there watching. So I gotta be honest, this goes into SS tier. Next up, we have the Blood of the One. Increases the power of the vampire for vampire's blood drain attack by 25%. Doesn't matter because even with a 25% power boost, the vampire still kind of blows. I don't know what it is, but I just find it almost impossible to get anything out of the vampire, so this goes in D tier. It's not useless, but it's maybe one of my last choices always, because it's just not good. Well, the artifact is good. The unit it's for is bad.
Don't come to my house or else I'll suck your dick. Blood. I'll suck your blood.
The Blood Ring. Defeating enemy idle units replenishes the hero's mana points. Too easy to counter. That's the one issue with it. It's just way too easy to counter because your opponent is not gonna let you do that. So honestly, kind of gotta put it in D tier. It's just not very good.
I know what you really are. I don't know how to prove it yet, but one day, all it takes is one slip up, and I'll show the world your true colors.
But then we have the Book of the Dead, and now this is objectively one of those revival artifacts that I will in fact put in SS tier, because you can get so much health back from that if you play correctly. It's insane. There's no way I can put that below SS tier. I refuse. It's amazing. You should try it.
When everything's been dragging you down, grabbed you by the hair, and pulled you to the ground. If you want to get up, you need a little revive.
Next, we have the Crown of Thorns. Enemy hero loses 2 health per turn. Solid A tier. Same reason as the Staff of Elrath. It's just consistent, even more consistent in fact than the Staff of Elrath, and just chips away at your enemy and makes it a little bit easier for you to kill them.
If the world hates you, just remember that it has hated me first.
Next up, Cursed Shield. Oh boy. This is one of those artifacts again that goes in AS tier. No, it goes in SS tier. I can't put it in. Well, no, actually, yes, I can do whatever the hell I want. In fact, I'll put the revival artifact up there as well, because no one can stop me. The book goes in AS tier. Yeah. Weakens your enemy's walls down to 50%, and that is diabolical. There's no reason they should have made that, but then again, they made the spider cloak, so who am I to judge? Plague Rat doubles the poison effectiveness from the zombie's plague bite. Decent. If you can get the zombie to hit, it's just very decent, but it's kind of hard to get the zombies to hit, especially if the opponent sees that you have this artifact. They're gonna do quite a lot to not let you hit your shots. So unfortunately, this goes in B tier because it's unfortunately kind of easy to counter once you know that that's your opponent's entire tactic, basically. Then we have the Ritual Dagger. Deleting an idle core unit will delete a random enemy core unit in the same opposite column. Very annoying if your opponent uses this against you successfully, but it's kind of difficult to use, and I don't honestly really like it that much. I'm gonna put it at C tier. It's kinda not all that, unless you're doing really well. So, it is what it is. And then we have the Spider Cloak. Cuts your health down to 25% of your max health, but boosts your attack formation's power by 75%. Nearly doubling it. That's insane by all metrics, and it goes in the AS tier. Because, come on, it's ridiculous.
もうこれで終わってもいい。だからありったけを貴様を殺す。
Talon's Talon. Bone Dragons absorb twice the toughness of enemy idle units it kills. Again, too easy to counter. And because of that, it goes into actually D tier because, well, not only is it easy to counter, if you're unlucky enough that your opponent is using Azexes, they can even just use that against you, and I don't like that. I've experienced it. I definitely don't like it. It's bad.
Nothing but fucking.
Twilight Urn increases the power of walls created by fallen idle units by 100%. A bad artifact for bad walls. That's all it is. And E tier. E tier. Bad. 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 Horrid. Suck. Burning Horn. The Succubus receives 25% boost to her attack power. I really like the Succubus, and this artifact makes them incredible. So, I'll put that at solid S tier. It's definitely good. And actually a 25% power boost to something that deserves it. Crazy. The Celerity Ring adds 1 extra move per turn. Insane. Goes in AS tier easily. Easy AS tier. Just beyond good. It's one of those artifacts where if you've gotten that used against you, you know why. You know why it's up there, and it stays up there.
In the common tongue, it says, one ring to rule them all. This is the one ring.
Chaos Crown. Receive an HP bonus instead of an MP bonus when chains are created. It's alright. It's probably the best hero healing thing in this game, besides the revival artifacts. So, yeah, I'd say that's a pretty solid, A tier. I like it. I'm just gonna bias it all the way up to A tier.
Cheese. 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 Cheese.
Crippling Flail reduces the starting charge power of enemy formations. This is good if your opponent is doing very bad or if they're using the Death Knight. In any other situation, this is kinda meh. So, I'm gonna put it at D tier. Just meh. Has its use, maybe, sometimes, but very inconsistently.
Leave me alone!
Then we have the Magma Shard. Abyssal Lord receives 100% of the power from fallen formations. The Abyssal Lord is completely fine without this, so it's just unnecessary. Not bad, but unnecessary. If you can use it well, it's good, but there's just better choices. B tier.
My darkness just swallowed up that son of yours. It's over!
What are you talking about?
Full counter!
My attacks have no effect on you? Who decided that? Your darkness swallowed up my son? Who decided that? Now for Cruel Son. I will be the one to decide. Die.
Pitmaster's Tail. Reduce the charge time of the Pit Fiends by 1 turn. Again, the Pit Fiend doesn't kind of need this too much. It's not bad, but you're just better off using something else. And I'd actually put this below the Magma Shard. I think it's just kind of pointless. I'm gonna put it at C tier because it's not bad, but it's unnecessary to the point where it doesn't need to be above C tier.
Oh, you're awake. Well, your teeth are finished, and your gums should be here by the end of the week.
Where's my dick at? Where? Hey! Oh, nigga!
Then we have the Rage Shield. Flame damage is applied to enemy formations for an additional row. Useless, but at points, for example, against the Golden Spear, this can be very nice. So since it has its uses, sometimes I'm putting it at D tier. You just don't really need this in like 90% of situations, so yeah. Then we have the Revive Flame. Upon death, revive the hero once per battle with 5 HP and launches all attack formations at full power. Now this would be great, but there is one singular issue why I don't like this. It is that any links you've created for your units disappear and they do not get the link bonus, which sucks so bad. It's not a bad, again, it does revive you, but it can kind of mess you up and mess up your game, so I'm gonna put it at A tier.
Oh dear. What is it? I've spontaneously combusted. Oh, I am sorry. Oh, it's quite all right. I've grown tired of living. Ah, very good then. Ah! Ah!
Then we have the Thorn Whip. Nightmares reach their maximum power when they are launched in unison with other nightmares. This artifact fixes the one problem that nightmares have to them, so it is an instant SS tier. It fixes the one singular problem that they have, and it's that they don't launch. When they launch in unison, they don't launch at full power. So with that, they just become so much better. They kind of deserve the SS tier. Volcano Armor. Burn damage is applied to enemy units that pass through your charging formations. No. No. Bad. Useless. E. I genuinely just hate this artifact. I can't even put into words because it requires for your units to die, which I don't know if you know this, but you don't really usually want that. So, there's that. Also, not many things in this game take burn damage to begin with, because so many of them are ranged. So, kinda eh. Then, we have the Absorb Circlet. Receive magic from deleting a wall equal to the strength of the wall. Very solid, very cheesy. I cannot put it anywhere below SS tier. It's not game breaking, but, well, you know, depending on the situation, it's not game breaking, and there are definitely counters to it, which is why I'm not gonna put it up in AS tier. But, oh man. Still a very good artifact and kind of cheesy. Especially if you use Nadia, I hate you. Battle Wand. Begin every battle with full magic power. It's alright. Kinda lets you harass your opponent and give them psychological damage. I like it. I'm putting it at A tier. It's just pretty solid. Unfortunately, it's just one spell worth, so it's not going above that, but decently fun to torment your enemies. Then we have the Binding Orb. Increases link bonus by 50%. Now, unfortunately, because the links are kind of hard to create, otherwise this would definitely be an A tier. But because it requires for you to actually get the links, I'm gonna put it at SS tier, but because it gives you so much damage, I can't put it below that. It's just good. The Djinn Sash. Frozen enemy units will shatter when struck by a Djinn attack. Because the ice lasts for 3 turns and the Djinn attacks in 3 turns, you would also kind of have to have 2 Djinns going at one guy at the same time. Hey, yo! Which is a problem because that's kind of hard to pull off in hurry. So I'm gonna put it at B tier. It can have its uses, but I definitely would probably pick a lot of the other artifacts before it. Then we have the Gauntlet. Grants the power to grab and place wall units anywhere on the battlefield. Defensive-wise, it's great. It's just very good. I would even put it at actually, yeah, A tier. A tier is pretty solid. I like it. It's not amazing, but you can definitely save yourself some damage that you would take by just moving your walls. Also just very handy to actually get some use out of your unnecessary walls, so there's that. Next up, we have the Golden Fist. Titan Shockwave attack completely destroys enemy walls. Kinda not great. I'm gonna put it at, well, to be honest, D tier. It's, the Titan's ability is, not that great to begin with. And, yeah, it's just kind of unnecessary to make it destroy even more wall when you could just have any of the other better artifacts, so, you know. Then we have Mana Shield. Enemy attacks reduce the magic in the spell meter first before affecting HP. A great defensive item. Absolutely S tier. Easy S tier. And I'm gonna stand by that. Then we have the Revival Ring. Revive after death once per battle with 5 HP and a full mana bar. Amazing. SS tier. Easy SS tier. Not AS tier, but easy SS tier. Because it can actually let you win the battle. For example, if you're, well, in this very specific scenario, using Azrafir, which has a spell that can deal damage to the enemy hero. If you're lucky, you can really turn the tide of the match right then and there to just win.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Then we have the Scimitar. Rakshas's sword spiral attack power is not affected by enemy idle units. Has its place, most likely. I'm gonna put it at B tier, because it just lets you ignore damage, which is, at its core, just good. But it's not beyond B tier, in my opinion, because you can just defend it with walls and charging formations, which is how you usually defend anyway. Transform Gem. Mages will fuse with any other mage formation regardless of color of that formation. Insane artifact. I have to put it at SS tier because it can just turn your mages into a champion unit, basically, but striking from a single column. So it's basically a faster, more efficient champion unit if you can pull it off well enough. The reason it's not going in AS tier is because that tiny bit of inconsistency and skill required to pull that off. Next, we have the Mists of Obscurity. Hero spell icon and charge bar is hidden from the enemy. It's kinda okay. I'd put it at probably C tier because it's consistent but kind of, especially against more experienced players, not that important, because your enemy will more than likely kind of have a hunch when you have your super ready. and they will prepare for that most likely. The Spirit Bugle. Units killed in battle are returned to your army. Infinite supply of elites and champions. Lets you play a bit different, a bit more risky. Use your idle champions and elites as just meat shields, even when they're not charged, without consequence. Lets you delete them without consequence. So it's alright. I'd put it at a solid B tier. Mana Stone. The enemy receives no mana points from dealing damage. Has its place, definitely, but again, probably a B tier artifact because it kind of needs you to get hit for it to actually function. So you don't really want that. Tome of War. Any remaining moves after skipping a turn are carried over to the next turn. Oh boy, some tactics benefit from that so much. It is absolutely going into A-S tier because it just lets you save your turns for the turn you actually need them for. Then we have the Valor Medal. Earn twice the XP for win streaks. Certified banger. If there was an ASS tier with 3 S's, I would put it there above everything else because, let's be honest, if you rock this, you're either hacking or you got some big balls. Ugh. Well, anyhow, that's what the tier list looks like. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for your patience and all the interaction on the channel recently. Congratulations to us for 80 subscribers, and yeah. I guess that's kind of it. It's been a pleasure. And I guess I'll see you when I see you.